Thank you, committee members. My name is Deb Falzoi. I'm the co-founder of End Workplace Abuse, and I'm testifying in support of S2473, the Workplace Psychological Safety Act. As a survivor and longtime advocate, I've connected with hundreds of targets of workplace abuse over the last decade. I've researched, I've listened, and I hear the same themes over and over again. Employers are robbing us of all that we worked for with no consequence. And discrimination law is not enough to help us, even though so many targets of workplace abuse see a discriminatory impact. I want this legislation to pass because we deserve better. Right now, women, BIPOC workers, workers with disabilities, workers over 40, and workers in the LGBTQ+ community simply don't have adequate protections from bias that manifests itself in abuse of power, yet we're most likely to endure abuse at work. Currently, civil rights law supposedly protects us from discrimination, but not without proving intent, which the courts moved to from impact in the 1980s, and which renders discrimination law ineffective at dismantling the social hierarchies it was aimed to dismantle. It's a huge gap in the law that's existed for far too long. When we report abuse, the vast majority of employers either retaliate to avoid liability or they do nothing to address the abuse. So we see a reinforcement of a culture in which employers do as they please to keep themselves in power with little to no consequence. This bill fixes this widespread problem of inadequate protections for employees from bias that result in abuse that prevents those in marginalized groups from getting ahead. We focus on mistreatment and impact rather than intent to change the system that's keeping the glass ceiling sturdily in place and preventing the broken rung to get ahead from getting fixed. Perhaps former higher-up at Pinterest said it best when she said, they, the higher-ups who enable toxic work cultures, make decisions behind closed doors, consciously and unconsciously excluding those who do not look, sound, or behave like them. A distant, disengaged style of leadership creates an environment where underrepresented people do not have the social handshakes that their mostly male, mostly white counterparts have. Without accountability, our employers perpetuate stereotypes to keep the status quo. Our courts do the same. That leaves only one group with the power to make change around this issue that affects people's physical and mental health, careers, bank accounts, personal relationships, and even whether they live or die. That group is you. So I ask that you move forward the Workplace Psychological Safety Act. Thank you.